I think storytelling does everything. Religion is built on stories. Government is based on stories. Movements are based on stories. More and more and more stories. I've gone through a health transformation physically over the last 10 years. It was through stories and education, understanding protein and carbs and fascia and soft tissue and just a million different things. And a lot of that education came through contemporary channels and the new world we live in. I think that for a lot of people, health starts here, right? Self-esteem is something I have a huge passion about. Accepting your vulnerabilities and being accountable to knowing you can fix them. And so I think it's storytelling, my friend, which is what's so beautiful about this industry. This room is filled with people that are actual storytellers or managed storytellers, and stories make the world go round. It is how everybody makes decisions. A lot of our geopolitics right now are based on storytelling and distribution, and everybody here can make a huge impact if they understand the contemporary framework of distribution and then how to do creative within it. And so I think that's your mission. I think it's my mission. I think it's the wonderful lady that spoke about the environment. It's her mission. I think all of us should be accountable to be as good at storytelling where the attention actually is. And I think the things we want to happen will then happen. And so for you, it's how do you make videos, pictures, and audio in Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok. It's just the reality of our world. And really, as a parting shot, until our collective industry understands the power of social media and that the creative in social media is fancy too, is special too, matters too, we will continue to make videos that nobody cares about and distribute them in places nobody's paying attention to. We've got to change that. And I hope all of us can be a contributor to that. There's a great Russian saying that my father used to say when I was a kid. I was born in the Soviet Union, for context for the audience. And the saying goes like this: whoever's paying for the music gets to pick the song. So if you're in agency land and you have clients, the only way you can make it happen is by having conviction in what you believe, because it's very hard to convince somebody off of, don't forget, we have to have empathy for them. If they're being measured by on brand, quote unquote, the subjective opinion of their boss and or however the MMA internally is being scored, they're not gonna put their career in jeopardy for our passion to win on relevance or do something different. Nobody ever gets fired for a TV commercial is a real thing. And so, I think what you need to do, and this is what gets me by every day, is be eyes wide open, understand and have empathy to why they're saying no, but try to find your people. We know at Vayner, for example, that 9 out of 10 people are just not going to buy what I'm putting down or what we're putting down. And that's okay. We understand we're going through a process. So I think for you, so you don't lose your sanity, just keep in mind that it's, you don't want to necessarily beat your head against the wall. It's very hard to convince, but keeping your conviction and finding other potential clients and new clients is how you're going to do it, because you're either going to, there's two things. We find new people to say yes to it, or we consistently never waver with the clients we have with saying, but that's your subjective opinion in this boardroom. Do you really want to spend all your money putting that out? Why can't we do validating in social or this, that, and the other thing? So, otherwise you're just going to be in a hamster wheel. I think if this room is honest with itself, if this industry is honest with itself, I think most of our advertising is not entertaining. I think we can all kind of accept that truth. I think when you look at the commercials across the world, and when you look at the far majority of creative in social media, definitely in digital banner form or pre-roll, I think, what do I think? I think we should make more videos that people want to watch, but that is not the DNA of this industry. And I think we make advertising for awards. I think we make advertising for the industry magazines. I think we make advertising for corporate boardrooms, for each other. But I don't think this industry does a great job in making, ads and videos and content that is actually entertaining. I don't see it. It's a challenge. I would argue that a lot of what VaynerMedia does is not achieving this goal either, because it's very hard to untrain creatives and strategists that were brought up in ad land to actually make contemporary creative that is feeding the appetite. And so, clients get what they pay for too. They push, GRPs and brand positioning. It's got a ladder up to the brand and all these things that are very academic and very corporate and not very consumer. And I think our industry needs to really face these truths. And I'd like to see that happen. It's why, first of all, congratulations. It's incredible you started your own company. It's epic. I'm cheering for you. And I think for me, I'm surprised by the industry's incredible capacity to be tone deaf to what people want to watch. And I hope we do better, starting at VaynerMedia and hopefully the rest of the industry. I think my creative process is paying attention to people and then reverse engineering what I sense they're interested in. So I think, I got trained, again, back to the liquor store. But even before then, when I did sports card shows and sold lemonade, I would do a lot of people watching. I would try to figure out what tree or pole to put my lemonade stand sign on. And at trade shows, selling baseball cards and soccer cards and football cards, and I would walk around the show for an hour and try to listen to what people were talking about. So my creative style starts from not what idea do I want, but what do I sense people care about, which is why I fell in love with social media 15 years ago. I could put something out and get real feedback, real consumer insights. And so my creative process starts with, okay, you want to sell a hat or a beverage or a TV show or an electronic, understood. Now let me try to get a sense of what people care about today. What's their pain points? What's happening in popular culture? Where is their attention? Not potential reach, but actualized reach. So, I reverse engineer the emotional truth. Like, is this gonna give them more time with their kids? Is this gonna make them look cool? Is this gonna, solve some sort of emotional or tangible problem? And then I try to communicate in that way. And so for me, that's a long-winded answer to say I reverse engineer the current pulse of the consumer segmentations I'm trying to sell to.
Previously spoken about the role of 15-minute meetings in life and how you don't go above 15-minute meetings. I've had a small amount of success getting my organization from 1 hour meetings down to 50-minute meetings and half an hour down to 20-minute meetings. How do you get them further? How do you get all of your work done in 15-minute meetings?
So a couple things. It's not that I have plenty of 30s and hours. It's that many of my meetings are 15 minutes, right? And that's because I'm in my business day to day. I have a lot of continuity with my employees. We're able to move quickly. I think it's been fun to watch my organization. I've done a couple of fun, I don't like to impose a lot. I try to motivate my organization through positivity more than negativity. But I've done a couple of random hey, next week, just cut everything in half and just see what it feels like. And it's staggering to me how many people enjoy it and didn't realize how much waste. And I think for everyone here, this is going to resonate. We've all been in meetings. I'm not sure how many meetings I've been in that couldn't have been a little shorter. And I've had unlimited meetings not get reconciled within the time we've allocated. But it feels like that classic thing, if you have a 5-pound bag, you're going to fit 5 pounds worth of stuff in it. And so I just think it becomes how do you get there? The reason you've had some success is because you've decided to prioritize it. I think for a lot of people here, especially smaller organizations, if you're at the top, you'd be shocked how much hours becoming 30s becoming 15s can really change your effectiveness. And I think it's really been a big impact for us. We're still just okay at it. Plenty of meetings have way too many people. I always say most of the meetings at Vayner have double the amount of people that need to be in it for double the amount of time. And every day, every year, every time I get on, I get on a hot one about it. we do better, and we're better for it because we're able to give bigger raises because of it, hire more people because of it. Effectiveness matters. And so I just think you make it a thing, you make it a religious thing. It's something you care about.